Everybody stay still. I'm going to do a test start to see if we can hear it. Okay. All right, there we go. Sam, Jeremy, Jamie, Arlen, David, Corey, and Chris. All right, go ahead and roll them off. All right, we're going live no matter what, boys. Go, go, go. Trouble's there. We stay going, though. Sam leading away. Right there behind him. Jeremy, Jamie, Arlen, and David, top 5. All right here together. Coming across the line. Sam going a little wide. Jeremy to the inside. Side by side down the backstretch. All 5 cars right here together. Top 2 will be advancing to the A main. Trouble's there for Sam. Dropping down to the 5. Arlen, Simon now to the 2 spot. Down the backstretch. Jeremy goes leading away. Trying to pull a little bit of a gap here. Oh, Trouble's here in 3 and 4. Watching 3 and 4. That is all clear. Jeremy and Arlen, 1 and 2. Down the front across the line. Oh, Trouble's there for Sam. Getting caught up. Watch it coming out of 4. Go low. Go low coming out of 4. That is all clear. Sam in that 3 spot still. David right there behind him in the 4 spot. Chris Anderson in the 5. 1.1 back from David. David 4/10 back from Sam. Jeremy and Arlen, 1 and 2, 7/10. Watch it in 3 and 4. Dead car, dead car. High out of 4. Dead car, dead car. That is all clear. Looks like Trouble's there for Jeremy now. Arlen moving up front. 16 laps left to go. Jeremy still right there behind him in the 2. Down the front straightaway and across the line. Halfway in, halfway to go. Sam still in that 3 spot. Chris Anderson in the 4. 1/10 of those 2. They're going to be 2.5 back from your leaders. Leaders down the back. Through 3 and 4. Coming across the line. Coming up on some lap traffic here. First and second down the front and across the line there. 3/10 separated. 10 laps left to go now. Sam still in that 3 spot. 2.7 back last time by. This time by 3 seconds back from your top 2 drivers. Jeremy 6/10 back from Arlen. Jeremy 5/10 back from your leader. Sam going to be 3.8 back from the final bump spot. Arlen across the line. 5 laps left to go. These 2 looking. Oh, no. Trouble's there on the backstretch. Arlen trying to get back going. Sam now closing in. Sam going by. 4 laps left to go. Now Chris Anderson joining that battle as well. Now Chris Anderson to the 2 spot now, actually. Sam in the 3. Leader across the line. 2 laps left to go. Sam trying to give it everything it has. Chris Anderson 9/10 ahead though. Jeremy on his final lap down the back. What does Sam have for Chris? Across the line, Jeremy goes, taking the win. Chris Anderson going to come across the line with the 2 spot.
Sam Scheffler.
That is a race.
Simon Dunn.
Jeremy going to take it. Chris Anderson 2, bumping up into the A main. Sam going to finish into 3. Arlen 4, David 5, Corey 6, Jamie 7. Wow. What a way to start off the mains. Up now, race number 3, open late model D main. Drivers from the last race. Right back out here to Marshall. Drivers from the last race. Right back out here to Marshall.
Dustin Shore. Josh Emmerich. Daryl Smeltzer.
This is race number 3. Open late model D main.
1 minute to the start of the race. Scott Miller.
Watch it, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Yeah, we already blew. All right, start making the final adjustments here. Start working up to the driver's stand. All right, Daryl gonna be on the number 1 spot. Oh, looks like he needs to make a change here. All right, Daryl's gonna be on the 1. Scott Miller, you're gonna be on the 2. Josh 3. Dustin 4. Let Daryl get his setup change in here.
"15 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, Daryl, you're gonna be on the 1. Scott Miller, you're gonna be right there behind him on the 2 spot. Josh and Dustin. Alrighty, go ahead and roll them off. Top 2 will be advancing to the C main. Go, go, go. Watch on the back here. Trouble's here for Daryl. Josh working his way up to the early lead here. Dustin right here behind him in the 2 spot. Top 2 down the back. Watching 3 and 4 go low. That is all clear. Honestly, pretty surprised to see these two in the D main. Dustin, I'm pretty sure our winner. Oh, watch on the back. That is all clear. Pretty sure Dustin, the winner of the icebreaker here in this class. Josh, also known to be making the mains. I'm pretty sure he made the main at the icebreaker as well. Josh through 3 and 4 down the front straightaway and across the line. 10 and 20 to go. Dustin in that 2 spot. They have a comfy gap up on 3rd and 4th, trying to bump their way up into the C main. Scott Miller in the 3, Daryl in the 4 spot. Going to be 2.5 back from Scott. 2.3 between your top 2 drivers. .4759 there from Josh. New hot lap of the race. Another 4.7 flat there from Josh. Hot lap of the race again. Back across the line. Dustin going to be 2.9 back from your leader, but he is in a comfy spot for the bump spot. Josh back across the line. 10 laps left to go. Up next, race number 4, open sprint D main. Watch it here in 3 and 4. Go low. Keep going low. Keep going low in 3 and 4. Low, low, low. Keep going low. Go. Yeah, that's all clear. Watch it here in 3 and 4. Oh, trouble's on the backstretch. First and second getting together there a little bit. Josh still going to be up front. Lap up on the field here with 5 laps left to go. Watch here in 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. Go low, go low. That is all clear. Josh on his final lap down the back through 3 and 4 and across the line.
Josh Emmerich done. Dustin Shore done.
Marshall's grabbed the blowers. Josh and Dustin going to be bumping up into the C main. Scott Miller 3, Daryl 4. Marshall grabbed the blowers. Up now, race number 4, open sprint D main. Drivers from the last race back out here to Marshall. Drivers from the last race back out here to Marshall.
Brian Erb. C4. Rod Rippey. Ed Gaines. Jason Mc.
Watch it, easy on the back, easy on the back, 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 back. Easy on the back, easy on the back, guys. Easy on the back stretch. I need drivers from the last one back out here to Marshall, guys. Drivers from the last race back out here to Marshall. And drivers from the last race back out here to Marshall. Got Josh.
1 minute to the start of the race.
Thank you, guys.
Aaron Hargis.
All right, guys, start making the final adjustments. Do what you guys need to do, and then let's get them all lined up. Well, easy on 1 and 2, 1 and 2, easy on 1 and 2, easy on 1 and 2, guys. All right, let's go ahead and start shutting them down. Let's not break them. I said shut them down.
30 seconds to the start of the race.
We're going to give Rippy Racers a minute.
"15 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, well, while we wait, this is you guys' chance to get your guys' final adjustments in. Let's go ahead and not run them anymore. All right, let's go ahead and get them all lined up. Jamie going to be on the 1. Aaron Harges on the 2. Brian Erb 3. Charlie on the 4. Ed 5. Rod Rippy on the 6. J-Mac 7. Matt Sontag 8. Jamie, Aaron, Brian Erb, Charlie, Ed, Rod, J-Mac, and Matt Sontag. Go ahead and roll them off. Deep breath off the start here. Top 2 will be advancing. Restart, restart, restart. Slow them down, slow them down, slow them down, slow them down. Easy, easy, easy. One and only restart there. We're going on this one no matter what. Jamie on the 1. Harges on the 2. Herb on the 3. C4 4. Ed on the 5. Rod Rippy 6. J-Mac 7. Matt on the 8. Deep breath, guys. Nice and easy. Go ahead and roll them off. Hold on. Slow. All right, roll them off. Going live no matter what. Go, go, go. Off and underway. Trebles Aaron 3 and 4. All these guys getting together here. That was worst out of that for Aaron. It's going to be Jamie up front. C4 in that 2 spot. Easy on the front. That is all clear. Rod Rippy up into that 3 spot, trying to chase down that final bump spot. Ed up into the 4. Matt in the 5. Brian Herb 6. Aaron in the 7. J-Mac in the 8. Oh, Trouble's there. That was your leader going for a little ride. He's in that 2 spot. Rod to the inside, showing him a wheel. Ed right there behind Rod. All these guys side by side there. We got C4 up front. Down the front straight and went across the line he goes. Rod, Rippy, Ed, Matt, Aaron, Brian, J-Mac, all battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Rod across the line. Matt gonna drop 1 second back now. 19 laps left to go. Watch on the front, watch on the front, watch on the back, watch on the back. Easy on the back. Low on the back, go low on the back, go low on the back, go low on the back. Go low on the back. Go low, go low, go low. Keep going low, guys. C4, dodging, ducking, and weaving. On the backstretch, is the tire on the backstretch. That is all clear. C4 across the line, 14 laps left to go. Aaron in that 2 spot, gonna be a lap down. It looks like troubles for your leader though. getting a little wrong. Coming across the line. Still leading away. Aaron now going to be 1.8 back. Rod Rippey 5/10 back from Aaron. Matt 4/10 back from Rod. Down the back straight away they go. Battle for second, third, and fourth. Down the front and across the line. Looks like Matt right there behind these guys. Oh, troubles for Rod. Collecting Matt as well. Go high in 4. That is all clear. C4 across the line, 8 laps left to go. Aaron in that 2 spot, trying to hang on to that final bump spot. Brian Erb back up into that 3 spot now, 1.7 back. Rod in the 4 spot, 1.2 back from Brian. Matt in the 5 spot, 9/10 back from Rod. Your leader across the line, 5 laps left to go. Down the back he goes. Second place, down the back now as well. Brian Erb, 1.5 back. Brian Erb trying to catch up to that final bump spot. Aaron in that 2 spot. C4 across the line he goes, the 2.5 second lead on his final lap. Down the back, through 3 and watch it, 3-4, easy in 3-4. Across the line he goes.
C4 done. Aaron Hargis done.
C4 and Aaron gonna get the final bump spots. Brian Erb gonna finish up in the 3. Ron Rippey 4. Matt 5. Ed J-Mac Jamie. You guys are gonna be bumping up into the C main. Up now, race number 5, our 13.5 sprint E main, and definitely gonna need my drivers from the last one back out here to Marshall.
Ronnie Tovar. Victor Berger. Tim Marks.
All right, this one's gonna be either surprisingly. Oh, watch it coming out of 4. Watch it coming out of 4. Go high, go high, go high out of 4. Go high out of 4.
Start of the race.
I need marshals, 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 marshals. Frank, you helping us out? You want easy on the back, back, easy on the back, easy on the back, easy on the back, guys. Thank you, Frank. One more marshal, and 1 and 2. This one may go extremely well or extremely well. I need 1 more marshal and 1 and 2. Someone quick and fast. I like that. Marty, is Marty making this one?
30 seconds to the start of the race.
Marty, are you running this one? No? What about Brian Slayton? No? Okay.
15.
All right, is Robert Summers up there in the driver's stand? All right, Robert, cross the line. Cross the line, Robert.
Robert Summers.
Okay, Colton Tyler. Colton Tyler. Just go around and cross the line. Nobody else. Stop. Everybody stop moving. Everybody stop moving. Unless you're Colton.
Colton Tyler.
No Anthony Pace. All right, Corey Burgett. Easy on the front. Easy on the front.
Corey.
All right, then Mikey. Mikey. He's right there.
Mikey Ordonez.
All right, Tim Marks. You're gonna be on the number 1 spot. Ronnie Tovar on the 2. John on the Josh Corzetta on the 3. Victor Berger 4. Robert Summers 5. Colton 6. Corey Burgett 7. Mikey on the 8. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I didn't say roll them off. Just Ed. No, you're in 10. Ed, you're in 10. 2 guys aren't running this one, and I have 10 guys on the leaderboard. Ed, you're not in this race. Because Marty's not making this one. Brian Slayton's not making this one. You're in the main hire. You're in race 10. All right. Go ahead and roll them off. Top 2 will be advancing. Off and underway. One going a little wide. We stay good. Nice and clean start here. Oh, troubles for 1. Traction rolling coming out of 2. Low out of 2. That is all clear. Ronnie Tovar up front. Tim in that 2 spot. Oh, troubles there. That's Tim getting lit up there coming out of 4. Watch it coming out of 4. Easy on the front. That is all clear. Watch on the back. Low on the back. Go low on the back. Go low. Go low. Go low. Go low. Go low. Keep going low on the back. Keep going low on the back. Keep going low. Keep going low. Keep going low. Keep going low. That is all clear. Ronnie Tovar up front, leading away. Oh, watch it in 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Ronnie up front, still leading away. Across the line he goes up front. Down the back, straight away now. Watch coming out of 4. Go low out of 4. That is all clear. Ronnie and Victor 1 and 2. 1.2 separate the last time by. Down the front, straight away. Now 1.5 separate of these 2. Josh Corzetta in the 3 spot. Going to be 5.5 back from 2nd place. Colton Tyler in the 4. 1.5 back from Josh. Mikey in the 5. Robert in the 6. Your leader through 1 and 2. Down the back straight away. Through 3 and 4 and across the line. 15 in. 15 to go. Halfway. Victor Berger trying to close in. 1.7 back last time by. Watching a 1 and 2. Troubles there. Ronnie trying to dodge, duck, and weave now. Victor Berger right there behind him. Oh, no. That's your 2nd place driver coming up on you down the back straightaway. Oh, almost clipped him there a little bit. Luckily staying on all 4s. Oh, more troubles there. Ronnie just trying to dodge, duck, and weave a little too much there. Now Victor Berger all over the rear end here. Coming across the line. 20 and 10 to go. 10 laps left to go here. Top 2. 6-10 separate. They have an 11-second gap up on 3rd place. Mikey and Colton battle for 3rd and 4th. Robert in the 5. Leader down the back. 2nd place down the back. Straightaway now through 3 and 4 down the front. Straightaway and across the line. Watch it coming out of 1 and 2. That is all clear. Ronnie, more troubles here. Oh, collecting Victor a little bit. Victor trying to get back going, and he does. Luckily, they have a nice gap up on Robert Summers in the 3 spot. 18-second gap. 5 laps left to go now. Ronnie still leading this one out. Trying to bump his way up into the D main. Down the back straightaway he goes. Across the line. 3 laps left to go now. Victor Berger 1 second still back. 5-4 there. His fastest lap. Trying to close back in. 2 laps left to go. Leader through 3 and 4. Nudge of the pipe there. He's on his final lap though down the back. Through 3 and 4. And across the line.
Robert Summers done. Victor Berger done.
That is a race. Marshall's got the blowers. Ronnie and Victor bumping up to the D main. Robert Summers 3, Mikey 4, Colton 5. Up now, race number 6, novice A main. You've been doing rolling start for them? I usually start. They're really good at it.
Hudson Dorail. Arlen Simon. Kaysen Morin. Audrey Chapdelaine. Hudson Dorail.
All right, we're gonna get Big Chuck checked in here.
Just try to do it like normal and see what happens, I guess.
Hey Chuck, how do you want to start this one? Rolling start or line them up on the backstretch? Oh, okay. Rolling. Rolling.
I guess that's your answer.
All right, we're gonna do rolling start.
1 minute to the start of the
What do you
race.
say? Yeah. Do you want to check in real quick, Chuck? And then,
Make sure that thing is working.
Big Chuck
all
clock.
right, your transponder does work. That is confirmed, Chuck.
5 seconds to the start of.
All right, Arlen gonna be on the 1. Chuck gonna be on the 2. Then it's gonna be Audrey on the 3. Kaysen 4. Hudson 5. All right, guys, go ahead and roll them off.
30 seconds to the start of the race.
Off and underway.
Shouldn't it be 50? I don't know. I don't know either.
Watch it in 3 and 4. Watch it in 3 and 4. Arlen and Chuck. Across the line they go. Looks like Chuck falling back here a little bit. Watch it in 3 and 4. Watch it in 3 and 4. Watch it in 3 and 4. A lot of troubles there. Chuck trying to get back going. Oh no. Looks like Chuck maybe broke. So we have Audrey leading out the novice class here. Kaysen in that 2 spot. Hudson in 3. Arlen leading out the slash class here. Looks like Chuck maybe suffering some sort of problem.
Maybe.
Running the high line. Riding the wall there. Down the front straightaway he goes. Chuck is ripping 13-6 last time by. Audrey, though, leading that novice class. There she is. Down the front straightaway. Oh, my goodness. Troubles here. Arlen in the middle of some chaos. Oh. 35 laps left to go. 30? Okay, okay.
This is a barn burner.
Jake. 12 laps left to go here in this one. And it's Audrey leading out the novice class. Kaysen in that 2 spot, 2.8 back. Hudson in the 3. Then we got Arlen leading the slash class. Chuck in the 2. Looks like Chuck having some more problems here. Audrey across the line, leading away. Kaysen coming across the line, 2.5 back, trying to close in. Audrey across the line. 7 laps left to go. Kaysen coming across the line, 2.1 back. Watch it here on the backstretch. Kaysen now going to be 1.3 back with 6 laps left to go. He is closing in little by little every lap. Coming across the line again. Watch it in 1 and 2. Oh, man. Hard hit there. Kaysen still getting back going. Coming across the line is Audrey. 4 laps left to go now, sorry. Kaysen trying to catch up to Audrey here. Oh, trouble's there for Audrey. Kaysen to the inside, side by side there. Kaysen going to flip upside down. Audrey trying to get back going. Help her out, help her out. Trouble's there for her now. Kaysen to the top spot. Last lap here for Arlen down the back. through 3 and 4 and across the line. And that's going to allow Kaysen to come across the line with the win.
Kaysen Morin done. Audrey
Got Hudson to finish here. That is a race. Great racing. Kaysen going to take it. Audrey 2, Hudson 3. Arlen going to take the track slash class. Chuck going to finish up in the 2 spot. Marshalls grab the blowers. Marshalls grab the blowers. Marshalls grab the blowers. Up now, race number 7, 13.5 midget B main. Drivers from the last race right back out here to Marshall. Drivers from the last race right back out here to Marshall. Okay. Kaysen, Audrey, and Hudson head inside to the podium for a podium picture. We're going to get 2 volunteers. So Kaysen, Audrey, and Hudson, top 3, head inside to the podium for a podium picture, please.
Jared Nidifer.
Top 3 from novice, head inside to the podium for a podium picture. We need 2 volunteers, guys.
C3.
2 volunteers, help us out. 2 volunteers. Look at that, we already got them. We already got our volunteers.
Part of the race.
All right, waiting on a check from Scott Emery. Not running this one. And then Colton Roebuck.
30
Colton Roebuck.
the race.
Once again, you guys probably checked the races when Chuck was setting them up.
Race.
So if I were you guys, probably go recheck, see what race you guys are in. Again, you guys were probably looking when Chuck was just setting them up. It could have been 13.5 sprint E all the way down to A. But that was when he was setting them up. So make sure you guys checking to see what race you guys are in. We're going to let Colton go through tech. And then we're going to get him out here checked in. This is our race number 7, 13.5 midget B main, 30 lap race. All right, guys. I want you guys to start making you guys' final adjustments while I wait for Colton. You're not staying? Okay. Colton. Are you guys good setup wise? All right.
Colton Roebuck.
All right, Colton, that thing feeling good? All right. Let's go and get them all lined up. All right, Tim going to be on the 1. I know. Tim going to be on the 1. Brian Slanton on the 2. Save a spot for Dutch on the 3. Colton, you're going to be on the 4. Chuck, you're going to be on the 5. And apparently Nidifer is not going to be running. Dutch, you're going to be 3. Colton, you're going to be 4. Chuck 5. All right, go ahead and roll them off. Top 2 will be advancing. Restart. Oh, restart. Get him in 1 and 2. All right, yeah, we could just do it right here. All right, go ahead and roll them off. We're going on this one. Go, go, go. Off and underway. Tim in that 1 spot. Coming across the line. Trouble's there for him. Getting a little caught up. Dutch now to the top spot. Coming across the line. Or Tim, sorry. Got them mixed up a little bit. Tim up front. Dutch in that 2 spot. Chuck right there in the 3 spot. Top 2 will be advancing to the A main. Down the front straightaway. Top 3 breaking away. 1 second or 1 second in between them. Trouble's there for Chuck. Getting caught up with some lap traffic. Trying to get back going. Dutch and Tim 1 and 2. Colton up into that 3 spot now. Chuck right there behind him in the 4. Coming across the line. Dutch across the line. 10 and 20 to go. Tim dropping back here a little bit. 2.5 now back from your leader. Colton and Chuck going at it for 3 and 4. Oh, Trouble's there on the front. That was your second place driver getting a little caught up there. That's going to allow Chuck to close in a little bit as he comes across the line. 3.5 back. Your leader down the back straightaway through 3 and 4. Across the line, 15 in, 15 to go. Halfway up next, race number 8, Low C Wingless B main. You guys should be ready. Dutch leading away, coming across the line. 10 laps left to go. 5-7 there from him, his fastest lap. A little bit of troubles there for him, spinning out. Luckily having a decent enough of a gap. But now these guys closing in. 2.5 between these 3. Chuck having some problems off the start, trying to close back in for that final transfer spot. Dutch across the line, 5 laps left to go. Chuck closing in little by little, 1.3 between him and Tim. Tim 1.3 also back from Dutch. Dutch ran his fastest lap of the race there, trying to hold on to that top spot. Tim trying to hang on to that 2 spot, going a little wide. That's going to allow Chuck to gain a little bit of time there. 5-5 last time by, his fastest lap. 2 laps left to go now, 9-10 separating these 2. Last lap here. What does Chuck have in the tank? Coming across the line.
Tim Mysidic done.
Dutch going to take it. Tim 2 going to be bumping up into the A main. Chuck going to finish up in the 3. Colton in the 4. Brian 5. Marshals, grab the blowers. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Drivers from the last race, back out here to Marshall, guys. Drivers from the last race, back out here to Marshall, please. Our Low C Wingless B main.
Dan Tyler. Mike Fleming.
This is race number 8.
Matthew Schroeder.
Yep.
Josh Verami. Chris Anderson. Dustin Thompson.
So I got word Marty will not be running this one. What about Cooper Roebuck?
One minute to the start of the race.
Watching in 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. 3 and 4, 3 and 4. 3 and 4.
To the start of the race.
Clear? All right, no more laps. We're going to let Cooper get checked in.
"15 seconds to the start of the race.
Easy on the front, Cooper. Easy on the front. I don't want you breaking your car or anybody else's. You can, yeah, and go by for just one more lap, scrubbing those tires, whatever you need to do. All right. Dustin on the 1. Chris Anderson on the 2. Dan Tyler on the 3. Josh on the 4. Matthew 5. Charlie on the 6. Mike 7. Cooper 8. All right, go ahead and roll them off. Nice start here. Oh, troubles in 1 and 2. Oh, no. Oh, no. Troubles there for Charlie Hicklin. Ball cup. Dustin up front. Oh, watch it 1 and 2. Oh, no. Troubles there for Dustin. All sorts of wrong here. This is going to change the whole race. Down the front, straight away, everybody goes. Dan Tyler now up front. Chris Anderson 2. Dustin 3. Matthew 4. Mike Fleming 5. Oh, my goodness. Big pile up in 3 and 4. Man, them ball cups on these low seas are not it. Oh, watch it here on the back. Oh, no. I think that was trouble for one of your leaders actually popping a ball cup as well. Watch it in 3 and 4. I think that was your defending King of Dirt champ for low C. Oh, no. Troubles for your leader. Car getting stomped on there. Troubles there. Marshall was just trying to get out of the way. But now it's going to set him down to that 3 spot. Mike Fleming moving up front. Dan Tyler into the 2. Watching in 3 and 4. More troubles here. All sorts of wrong for Dustin trying to get through. It's just the pack of wild dogs out here. Oh, no. Mike Fleming still up front. Dustin back up into the 2. Josh in the 3. Dan Tyler 4. Chris Anderson 5. Cooper 6. 15 in, 15 to go halfway. Your leader down the front straightaway across the line. Dustin right there ahead of him. Your second place driver. Oh, watch it 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Clear. Watch it in 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Easy in 3 and 4. Go low. Go low. Go low. Go low in 3 and 4. Go low. Go low. Troubles there again. Looks like another ball cup popping off. Mike across the line. 10 laps left to go up front. Dustin in that 2 spot. These two looking to try and bump up into the A main. Josh in the 3 spot. 5.1 back. Watching a 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Watch on the front. Mike still holding on to that lead. Looks like Josh had a long lap there, dropping him back a little bit. Dan still in that 4 spot. Cooper 5. Chris Anderson 6. Mike Fleming cross the line. 5 laps left to go. Down the back straightaway he goes. Your leader through 3 and 4. Across the line. Dustin Thompson now coming across the line. 1.2 back with 4 laps left to go. Leaders down the front straightaway. Through 1 and 2. Nose to tail here. They got lap traffic right here. They're in between the lap traffic now. Across the line. 2:10.7 with 2 laps left to go. It's going to be a battle to the finish here on their final lap. Down the back. Through 3 and 4. Dustin having a look across the line.
Fleming done. Dustin Thompson done. Chris Anderson done.
Easy, easy going in 3. Easy in 3 and 4. Easy in 3 and 4. Easy in 3 and 4. Easy, easy, easy. Dan Tyler to finish.
All drivers are finished.
I got Dan Tyler to finish, guys. I think that's the one upside down. Mike Fleming and Dustin going to be bumping up into the A main. Josh going to finish up in the 3. Dan 4. Cooper 5. Chris Anderson 6. So you two are going to be bumping up into the A main. Up now, race number 9. Open late model C main. Drivers from the last race. I need you guys out here to marshal. Drivers from the last race out here to marshal, guys. Yeah. Marshals. Once again, after you guys are done marshaling, make sure you guys are grabbing the blowers.
Aaron Hargis.
Thank you, Shane. Appreciate it. Marshall, thank you guys. We already got our marshals. You guys go ahead and start getting them checked in. Start warming them up.
Tim Mysidic.
Easy in 3 and 4, guys. Easy, easy, easy. Don't break them before we race them.
Jason McLaren on.
Watch 1 and 2, 1 and 2, go high.
Dustin Shore. 45 seconds to the start of the race.
Did Keith Myers leave? Okay. So this is going to be a 7-car race. 7-car race.
30 seconds to the start of the race.
Easy in 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. All right, let's go ahead and start getting the final adjustments in. You guys are already kind of going crazy.
15 seconds to the start of the race.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, yeah. Shut him down. Shut him down. Shut him down. Start getting the final adjustments, whatever you guys need, and then we're going to get them lined up. Aaron Harges, you're going to be on that number 1 spot. Jason Mack, you're going to be on the number 2 spot. Dutch Curry, you're going to be on the 3. Phil, you're going to be on the 4. Tim on the 5. Josh 6. Dustin 7. Aaron Harges on the 1. J Mac 2. Dutch, you're going to be on the 3. Phil, you're going to be on the 4. Tim. And then Josh and Dustin. All right. You guys want to move up? All right. Go ahead and roll them off. Top 2 will be advancing to our B main. Aaron Hart is leading away. Oh, watch it go. Trouble's here. J-Mac getting spun around. That's going to collect Dutch. These guys all getting piled up here in 3 and 4. Watching 3 and 4. That is all clear. Aaron Hart is trying to break away early on here. Tim in that 2 spot, 1.5 back. Then he has Phil, J-Mac, Dustin, Josh, and Dutch all right there together. Watch coming out of 2. Watch coming out of 2. Go high, go high, go high. Go high coming out of 2. Go high, go high. Oh, no. That was troubles there for Aaron. Oh, watch it on the front. Oh, my goodness. Watch on the front. Go low, go low. Go low on the front, low on the front, low on the front. Keep going low. Tim now moving up front. Believe he's that white and green coming across the line. Now Phil to the top spot. Phil down the back straightaway. That all yellow coming across the line. Tim in that 2 spot now with Josh right there behind him. Down the back straightaway they go. Aaron Hart is not too far back in that 4 spot with Dustin right there behind him in the 5. Phil down the front straightaway. Tim and Josh right there together down the back straightaway. Trouble's there. Tim getting into watching the back. Go low, go low, go low. Go low on the back, go low on the back. Keep going low. Watch it in 3 and 4. Trouble's here for Tim. Getting caught up in the infield, trying to get back going. Phil, your leader, that all yellow down the front straightaway. 17 in, 13 laps left to go. Watch it on the front. Oh, no. Watch it in 1 and 2. That is all clear. Phil still leading away. Josh and Dustin, your bump up drivers battling for the final bump spot with 10 laps left to go. Trouble's there for Dustin, getting a little loose. That's going to drop him back now. Phil across the line, 8 laps left to go, down the back, up front. Josh in that 2 spot from the D main, 1.9 back. Watching 1 and 2. Go low, go low. Watch on the back, go low on the back stretch, go low on the back stretch, go low on the back stretch, go low, go low, go low. Low. That is all clear. Now your top 2 right here together across the line they go. 4 laps left to go. Down the back straightaway, it's Phil and Josh, 1 and 2. Looks like Phil just trying to baby that thing to the finish here. He knows he has a nice comfy gap. 2 laps left to go. Last lap here for Josh. Through 3 and 4 and across the line.
Josh Emmerich done. Phil Beardshire done.
Marshall's grab the blowers. Josh gonna take it. Phil 2 gonna be bumped up to the B main. Tim 3, Dustin 4.
Done.
Up now, race number 10, 13-5 sprint D main. Drivers from the last race, right back out here to Marshall. Drivers from the last race, right back out here to Marshall.
Ed Gaines. Victor Berger. Ronnie Tovar.
Drivers from the last race, right back out here to Marshall. Drivers from the last race, right back out here to Marshall, guys.
David Shore.
Drivers from the last race, right back out here to Marshall, please. Help us out, guys. Thank you, Chuck. Bob Portwood, is he running this one? Oh,
Bob Portwood.
watch easy on the front.
"45 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, start making the final adjustments, whatever. Bob, you going to be running this one or you're out? All right, let's line them up while we wait. David Shore on the 1. Jake Stoltzing going to be on the 2. Shane Schmidt on the 3. Huh? Okay. Bob Portwood, you're going to be on the 4. Ed, you're going to be on the 5. Ronnie, 6. Victor, 7.
"15
All right.
start of the race.
Let's take a big deep breath here. I've seen a lot of really aggressive racing. Let's all take a deep breath, even me. All right. Go ahead. Roll them off. Restart. Slow 'em down. David, Jake, Shane, Bob. You guys got it. All right, roll them off. Going no matter what. Wow. Jake Stoltzing was not waiting at all. Around the outside, Shane to the inside, side by side there. Some great racing early on here. We got Jake Stoltzing moving up front, trying to show some speed. Leading away, Shane right there behind him in the 2 spot. All over that rear bumper there. David in the 3. Oh no, trouble's there. Jake getting ran over. Oh no, trouble there for Jake, dropping him down to the 7 spot. Anything can happen though in these oval races. We have Ed up front. David in that 2 spot coming across the line, nose to tail there. David to the inside, side by side. David now to the top spot. Jake right there behind your leaders. Victor Berger now from the 7 to the 3. Bob in the 4, Ronnie Tovar in the 5, Shane and Jake Stoltzing. Leaders across the line. Down the back straightaway. Across the line they go. David the green and white. Ed, the red, white, and blue. Leaders trying to work through some lap traffic here. Top 2 down the back straightaway. Coming across the line, 15 in, 15 to go, halfway. These two 2.5 seconds up on Victor Berger in that 3 spot. Shane in the 4. Jake Stoltzing up into the 5 spot now. No, trouble's there for Shane. Or that was trouble's there for Bob, also collecting Shane. Oh no, trouble's there for Victor. Getting caught up with some lap traffic. Now he's going to be a lap down. Actually right there in between the battle for the top 2. 10 laps left to go. Victor Berger in that 3 spot. Still Shane in the 4. Jake Stoltzing right there behind him in the 5 spot. I wonder how that battle's going to turn out. Oh, watch the front. Easy on the front. Oh, trouble's there for a lot of these guys. Ed now to the top. David, a long lap there. Now Jake Stoltzing going to be in that 3 spot, but 6.6 back from David. David actually right there behind him on track. Ed across the line. 5 laps left to go. Victor Berger down to the 4. Shane right there behind him in the 5. Bob Portwood in the 6. Ed across the line. 3 laps left to go. David still in that 2 spot. Just trying to hang on strong. 5-second lead up on Jake Stoltzing in the 3. Ed across the line. He's on his final lap. Down the back. 3, 3, and 4, and across the line.
Ed Gaines done. Jake Stoltzing done. Bob Portwood done. David Shore done.
That is a race.
Drivers are finished.
So Ed going to take that, and David 2, top 2, going to be bumping up into the C main. Jake Stoltzing going to finish up in the 3. Victor Berger 4. Shane 5. Bob 6. Ronnie 7. Up now, race number 11, SC Mod. A main, drivers from the last race. Back out here to Marshall.
Mike Fleming. Colton Hargis.
Oh, yeah, this is race 11, Dylan Becker. Pay attention. No, I'm kidding. SC Mod, A main. Our first 50-lap race of the night.
Start of the race.
Hey, Jake.
Emery.
C4 is up next. Do you want to take over, or you take over tech, or you take over here? It's up to you. You choose, and I'll get 2 more guys out here to Marshall. All right. If we can get Ed out here to Marshall. David Shore. Victor Berger. Shane Schmidt. Bob Portwood.
All right, we got Lenny and Tony to check in, and then we got to get 2 marshals from that last race.
"15 seconds to the start of the race. Lenny Blocker.
All right, and then we got Tony Keithley. Looks like I see him out there. He should be crossing the line. All right, awesome. Let's line them up, guys. It's going to be Lenny on the 1, Tony on the 2, Colton on the 3, Mike on the 4, Raylan on the 5, and Scott on the 6. All right, in that order, you can roll them off. All right, Lenny leading him around. Watch it come in 3. Watch it coming into 3. Got Lenny Blocker, your leader, Tony Keithley in that number 2 spot. Colton Hargis in the 3, low on the back straight. That is clear. 5 laps down. Long 45 left to go. High into 1. High into 1. That's clear. High 3 and 4. High 3 and 4. 10 laps down, 40 left to go. Lenny Blocker still leading this one out. Tony Keithley 6 seconds back in that number 2 spot. Low into one, low into one. Yeah, diff's warm now. Lenny Blocker still out front. He's checking out a 7.5 second lead up on Tony. Tony 13 up on Mike. Mike 28 up on Raylan. Raylan right there with Colton. Battle for the 4 spot. Looks like Colton getting around her. Your leader working through some traffic here. I mean, that orange and black coming through. 25 down, 25 to go. Halfway into this one now, guys. All right, your leader working down that back straightaway. Making his way, cutting up the traffic there. Lenny now stretching out a 9-second lead up on Tony. Tony 20 seconds up on Mike. 21 back to Colton. 10 back to Raylan. Everyone getting super spread out in this one, kind of on their own laps at this point. All right, Lenny now working his way through traffic once again. Again, everybody super spread out. I think 2 laps at least in between everybody. So not much of a battle going on here at all. 10 laps left to go. Five to go. Lenny looking to wrap this one up here. High out of 2. High out of 2. Clear. Got 3 laps to go. Lenny, Tony, Mike, Colton, Raylan, and Scott. This is probably how they will finish unless someone has a big issue. All right, this is going to be the last lap here for Lenny as he works down the back straightaway. Into 3 and out of 4. Cross the line. Checkered flag.
Done.
All right, you will be done as you cross.
Mike Fleming done.
All right, that is a race. Everybody is done.
All drivers are.
All right, Lenny takes that one. Tony in the 2, Mike 3, Colton 4, Raylan 5, and Scott in the 6. All right, we'll get them back out here to marshal race 12. Our C main of open sprint. We got Eric Larson.
Aaron Hargis.
Yep, I got you, Noah.
Dustin Shore. Phil Beardshear. Evan Waller.
Noah, check the printer in the off-road booth.
Larson.
It says the new printer's out of ink, so hopefully should be having one sent over there. All right, we got our open sprint. C main getting checked in here. Watch 3 and 4, guys. 3 and 4. All right, that's clear. And we should be getting drivers out from the last race to Marshall here.
45 seconds to the start of the race.
We got Matt Donald to check in. Matt Donald to check in. And then we need marshals. We need marshals from the last race. Our SC mod guys, let's get 2 of you out here. There's Tony, and then we'll get one more. All right, 1 minute call here.
15 seconds to the start of the race.
We'll be going at negative 45 seconds. I am still waiting on one more marshal from the last race, so you got your minute and then however long it takes for me to get a marshal, I guess. One more from that last race. You got Tony out there, Lenny, Mike, Colton, Scott. What's up? 30. Yeah, it's a lower main, so 30. Yep. All right. 15 seconds on the minute call. All right, sounds good. Let me get everybody else lined up. We will save a spot for whoever's broken, I guess. Eric, Evan, Matt, Frank, Phil, Dustin, C4, and Aaron. Oh, it was Frank. Okay. I don't think Matt Donald's here, is he? Okay. So Frank will be third then. Eric, Evan, Frank, Phil, Dustin, C4, and Aaron. Sweet. All right. Phil will be behind Frank, and then it'll be Dustin. Frank, you're third. Okay. Looks good. Roll them off, guys. All right, we are off and underway. Race 12, open sprint, C main. Eric Larson leads him around. Evan Waller in the number 2 spot. That is where they started. Looking to break away and try to check out early in this one. It's like Phil up to the number 3, C4 up to the 4 spot. High out of 4, and that's clear. Looks like trouble for your number 2 driver. Watch the back straight, back straight. Easy on the back. That is clear. High into 3, high into 3. Marshall on 3, high on 3. All right, so with all of that chaos, it is Eric Larson still up front where he started. Phil Beercher up to that number 2 spot. Aaron Hargis to the 3. Frank Sell to the 4. C4 in the 5. Dustin in the 6. Aaron Hargis fast lap of the race in this one. He's got a 4.82 on lap 11. So your top 3 drivers will all be right there together, separated by 0.6 from first to third. High out of 4, high out of 4. And that is clear. Eric, Phil, and Aaron. First, second, and third, 2 of them in that transfer spot right now. Eric and Phil. And those transfers to the B main. Aaron just on the outside looking in. Looks like Aaron rolling up to the back of Phil here. Only 0.3 between them last time by. High to 4, high to 4. That's clear. Coming up on C4 here. Battle for a second coming up on C4. Trouble for Phil going a little wide now. Aaron Hargis up to that number 2 spot. And he's not done yet. He is closing in some time on Eric Larson, who is running up front right now. 5 laps left to go. It is Eric, Aaron, Phil, C4, Frank, and Dustin. Eric and Aaron right now in those bump up spots. Aaron Hargis coming from that D main. Watch it on the back straight. Low into three, low into three, low into three. Eric on his last lap here, crossing the line. All right, everybody else, you'll be done as you cross.
Dustin Shore done.
And that is a race. Everybody is done. That is a race. Everybody is done. Eric Larson and Aaron Hargis, 1 and 2. Phil with a 3, C4, and then Dustin, Frank, Evan, and Matt rounding out the order. Eric Larson, Aaron Hargis, see you in the B main. Get our drivers from that one back out here to Marshall race 13-5 sprint C main. All right, we've got C4 back to back here, so
Miles.
we will get him swapped out here and ready to go.
Ed Gaines. Cale Turner. Chris Skubal.
One and two, high,
Scott Miller.
clear.
C4.
All right, we're going to get another Marshall out from the last race. Or 2 from the last race back out here to Marshall. 2 from the last one. Need you back out here to Marshall.
1 minute to the start of the race.
Really need Marshalls. Hey, watch 4, watch 4. Low out of 4, low out of 4. Low out of 4. Good moves.
45 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, sweet. We got Marshalls. All right, Chris Peterson, David Shore to check in. Racers Minute. Going through tech. All right. You're good. No worries.
30 seconds to the start of the race.
Is there somebody in tech? Oh, yeah, Noah's over there. Okay.
15 seconds.
How about Chris Peterson? He making it? He didn't make it through. So is he here? So is Chris Peterson making it or not? Okay, where's he at?
David Shore.
Has he been by the line? Yeah, if you haven't been by the line, or if you have been, then check that transponder. All right, let's get everyone else lined up, and we will see if we can get his transponder working here. It's going to be C4 on the 1, Chris on the 2, Kale on the 3, Scott on the 4, Miles on the 5, Chris on the 6, Ed on the 7, and David Shore on the 8. Yeah, David, you're 8th. All right. Nothing. I got nothing. Nothing. $15 seconds.
Chris Peterson.
All right, there we go. You're 6th in front of Ed and David. All right, roll 'em off. All right, we are off and rolling, guys. We got Chris Skubal up front. Watch coming in 3. Chris Skubal, Cale Turner, Ed Gaines, C4, Chris, Scott, Miles, and David. Your running orders so far here. All right, it is Chris, Cale, Ed, C4, Chris, Peterson, that is in the 5 spot, Scott in the 6, Miles 7, and David 8. Chris Skubal in the all orange, I believe. Yep, looks like that is right. So Chris in the orange, Cale in the blue. Those are your top 2 right now. Ed Gaines in that number 3 spot. So, yeah, Cale in that all blue. Ed will be the car right behind him. So that is your battle for the bump up spot. Watch coming out of 2. High out of 2. High on the back. High on the back. That is clear. Man, a lot of guys bumping around here. We will... Oh, looks like C4 had just gotten up to that 2 spot, having some trouble. Watch it out of 2. High out of 2. Watch the back straight. And high into 3. High into 3. All right, we got Chris to the point. Chris Skubal out front. And he's having some trouble on the back now. Cale Turner taking over the lead in that all blue. Chris Skubal going to be in the orange car. 2.5 seconds back. 1.5 second back to C4. 1/10 back to Chris Peterson. 3.5 to Scott. 2.5 to David. Ed is out. And Miles is out. Or no, Miles is still driving. Watch coming out of 4. Trouble for your number 2 driver. Now C4 up back to the number 2 spot. We got Cale now putting a lap on the field. Yeah, put him in the infield. Thank you. 3 laps left to go. It's Cale up front, C4, and Chris Skubal and Chris Peterson. 3-way battle for the number 2 spot. Looks like Chris getting around C4. Chris is a solid orange. C4 is a yellow and blue. Oh, they get together coming out of 4. And as they cross the line, David Shore will get that number 2 spot by 4/10 on Chris Skubal, and that is a race. Everybody is done. Everybody is done. Cale Turner and David Shore will get the bump up spots. Chris Skubal, Chris Peterson, C4, Scott, Miles, and Ed rounding out the order. Cale and David, we will see you in the B main. Thank you guys for grabbing those blowers. We will get everyone from that one, or get a couple of you from the last one back out to Marshall. Race 14, open late model, B main. You guys are up.
Jeremy Kathlina. Phil Beardshear. Rod Rippey. Josh Emmerich. Frank Sell. Eric Larson. Nick Gibson.
All right. Hey, let's move that blower out of the way. Let's move that blower to the infield. Thank you. High into 3, high into 3, high into 3, high 3 and 4, high 3 and 4. Careful, careful in 3 and 4. High, 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 high. All right. Let's get one more from that last race back out here. One more from the last race back out here. I need one more driver from the last race back out here to Marshall. I've got Miles out here already. I need one of these guys, Cale, David, Chris, Skubal, Chris Peterson, Scott, Ed, one of you guys.
30 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, sweet. We got Marshall's. Let's line them up, guys, unless you guys are doing anything.
15 seconds to the start of the race.
better on the tires. All right, it's going to be Rod, Jeremy, Eric, Nick, Frank, David, Josh, and Phil. Where's Nick? Oh, okay. Nick will be on the 4 spot. All right. Other guys get closer. Here we go. Frank's behind Nick, and then David, and then Josh, and then Phil. Everyone bring it in. Bring it in. Come on, get close. Get close. Don't be shy. Roll them off. Off and underway. All right, we are good to go here. Watch it coming out of 4. High out of 4. That is clear. All right, Rod Rippey, Jeremy Kathlina, and Nick Gibson, your top 3 at the moment. Top 2 of them will be bumping up. Looks like Nick popping a wheelie. Watch coming out of 4. High out of 4. High out of 4 still. All right, there is a lot going on here still. Anybody's race. Rod Rippey out front. Jeremy Kathleen in the 2. Nick Gibson in the 3. Eric Larson in the 4. Phil 5. Frank 6. David 7. And Josh 8. High into 3. High into 3. High into 3. Good move. High into 3. High into 3. Again, high into 3. Clear. All right, it is Rod and Jeremy going to battle in that 1 and 2 spot. They got a little bit of time in between now. Nick Gibson back up to the number 3. Eric Larson in the number 4. Bill Shear in the 5. High 3 and 4. High 3 and 4. Good job, guys. That's all clear. 15 laps left to go. Halfway into this one. Watch it on the back straight. High on the back. High on the back. Way high. Go way high. Clear. Rod and Jeremy half a second apart last time by. That is your battle for the lead. Rod and Jeremy. Nick Gibson going to be 1.7 out in that number 3 spot. Watch 3 and 4. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Oh, trouble for second place. Watch 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Trouble for Kathleen, and now Nick Gibson up to that number 2 spot. Kathleen to the 3. It is Rippey out front, though. He's going to be that yellow and blue. Yellow wheels coming down the back straightaway. 5 laps left to go. It's still Nick Gibson in that number 2 spot. Jeremy Kathleen at 1.3 back in that number 3. Emmerich in the 4. Beardshear in the 5. Larson in the 6. Johnson in the 7. White flag. Rod on his last lap here. Down the back he goes into 3 and out of 4. Across the line. Checkered flag. Oh, racing to the line. Trouble for Nick. Trouble for Jeremy. Let's see who makes it. Looks like Jeremy gets to the line for that number 2 spot. Gibson getting caught up right there at the last second, and Jeremy Kathleen will be making that second bump up spot. Rod Rippey with the race win. Jeremy in the 2, Nick 3, Phil 4, Josh 5, Eric 6, David 7, and Frank 8. All right, all right. We will get a couple of them back out here to marshal race 15. 13.5 late model B main. You guys are up.
David Shore, Ben Johnson, Matthew Schroeder, Daryl Smeltzer.
All right, sorry if it said anything else on the sheet, but this is a 30-lap B main. For some reason, it said 50 on the thing, so 30-lap B main.
Tim Gannon.
What's up?
45 seconds to the start of the race.
Brian Shepard, if he's making it. And then I'm also waiting on one more to Marshall from the last race.
30 seconds to the start of the race.
Shepard's out. All right. I think Anthony Pace is gone as well. All right, sweet. Thank you, guys. It's going to be David Shore on the 1, Corey Miller on the 2, Matthew Schroeder on the 3, Tim Gannon on the 4, and then Ben and Daryl. Ben and Daryl rounding it out. Where are you guys going? All right, I need him in turn. Okay, that'll be fine. David, Corey, Matthew, Tim, Ben, and Daryl. All right, roll them off. All right, we are off and underway. David Shore leads them around. Matthew Schroeder in that number 2 spot, going for a little barrel roll. That's going to move. Well, actually, he will maintain second. Ben Johnson in the 3, Daryl Smeltzer in the 4, Tim Gannon in the 5, Corey Miller in the 6. All right, guys, don't forget, if you have a little bit of a break here, try and get up to that front counter and get your tab settled up so we aren't trying to do that last minute after everything's over. So now wouldn't be a bad time if you got a couple races. Oh, trouble for your leader. David getting stuck on the pipe there. I think that will put Matthew Schroeder, up to the point. Low on the back, low on the back. All right, Matthew up to the point now. 8 seconds up on David Shore. David Shore with 1/10 of a second on Daryl. So, by the way, Matthew Schroeder cut out his chassis with carbon fiber from Amazon. I don't know. That's all I know about it, really. 10 laps left to go. And he is leading this race. Slowing down and making sure he doesn't snap it. 8 laps left to go. It's Matthew, David, Ben, and Daryl. Your running order. Other guys having some issues. 5 laps to go. Three to go. White flag here. Matthew going to be on his last lap. High 1 and 2. High 1 and 2. All right, cross the line. You will be done. Matthew Schroeder done with the win.
Done. Ben Johnson done. Daryl.
That is a race. Everybody is done. Matthew takes that. David in the 2. Ben 3. Daryl 4. So Matthew and David Shore, you guys will be bumping up. All right, this is race 16. 13.5 sprint B main. You guys are up. We got David Shore back to back, so I'll make sure
Darren Ryder.
Make sure I give you a little bit of time here.
Jared Nidifer.
All right. Let's not forget, drivers from that last one should be back on the way out.
Tim Davis.
This should be a good race here, guys. Our last-ditch effort to try to make that A main in the 13.5 sprint class.
Mike George. One minute to the start of the race.
Watch it on the back straight, and that's clear. All right, looks like David's car is making its way through tech.
40.
Watch front straight.
Start of the race.
And clear.
"30 seconds to the start of the race. "15 seconds to the start of the race.
All right. Let's see. I lost track. Where's he at? Looking for a green car. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, watch the front. Easy on the front straight, guys. Easy on the front. All right, let's line up everybody. We'll get David in the back there. I'll let you at least get the sauce off your tires. He was in the last race, guys, so just bear with him a little bit. He's got nothing. Check his car. Oh. Maybe he does. Thought he was trying to drive there. All right. Wear the sauce off. It's going to be Brian Bowers on the 1, Jared Nidefer on the 2, Darren Ryder on the 3, Brian Erb on the 4, Tim Davis on the 5, Mike George on the 6, Cale Turner on the 7, David Shore on the 8. All right. We happy? All right. Roll them off. Top 2 will bump up. All right, off and underway. We got Brian Bowers leading him out. Watch coming into 3, low into 3. Brian Bowers out front. Darren Ryder in that number 2. High out of 4, high out of 4, high out of 4. High out of 4. Nice. 5 laps down, 25 to go. It's Brian Bowers, Darren Ryder, Brian Erb, Tim Davis, Jared Nidefer, Cale Turner, Mike George, and David Shore. Brian and Darren last time by 0.6 apart. That is kind of your battle for the lead. They're both in transfer spots, so they don't want to take each other out too much right now. And Tim Davis in that number 3 spot on the outside looking in. He's about half a lap back in that number 3 spot. 2 seconds back to Jared Nidefer. 1 second back to Brian Erb. 1 second back to Mike George. 1.5 to Cale Turner. 3 seconds back to David Shore. Watch out of 2. Low out of 2. It is still Bowers and Ryder 1 and 2 right now. Bowers with a 1.4 second lead up on Darren. Darren 3 seconds up on Tim. 1.5 to Jared. 2 seconds to Brian. 2 seconds to Cale. 2 seconds to Mike. 1 second to David. High out of 4. That's clear. Your leader now kind of in the middle of traffic. That flaming car is your leader. Yep, that one. Watch it out of 2. That is clear. All right, that will put Darren Ryder up to the point now. Brian Bowers to the 2 spot. Still in a bump-up spot, but Tim Davis only going to be 0.8 out from Brian in that number 3 spot. High out of 4, high out of 4. That's clear. Last lap here for Darren as he works out forward across the line. He goes. Checkered flag across the line. You will be done. Racing to the line.
Ryan Erb done.
Bowers is done in that number 2 spot. And everyone else.
Done.
That's a race. Everyone's done. Everyone's done. Everyone's done. Chill, chill, chill. All right, that is a race.
Drivers are finished.
Darren Ryder and Brian Bowers, 1 and 2, will be bumping up to the A main. Jared Nideford just shy in that number 3 spot. Tim 4, Brian 5, Mike 6, David 7, and Kale 8. All right, Darren and Brian, see you guys in the A main. All right, this is your street stock A main up now. Drivers from the last one headed back out here to Marshall.
Ed Gaines. Lenny Blocker. Max Cowhick. Lee Osmond. Michael McMullen. Chris Anderson. Jeremy Cowhick. Dustin Thompson. One minute to the start of the race.
All right.
45 seconds to the start of the race.
I need one more Marshall out here. One more from that last race. Back out here to Marshall. One more from the last race. I got all my drivers checked in and ready.
30 seconds to the start of the race.
I just need one more. And Dustin doesn't have brakes, apparently.
15 seconds to the start of the
All right, it's going to be Lenny, Dustin, Max, Lee, Michael, Ed, Jeremy, and Chris. All right, looks good. Roll them off. All right, we are off and rolling. Lenny Blocker leading him around. Dustin Thompson. Oh, looks like Max having a look to the inside. Not quite, though. Dustin holding him off for now. Oh, a little bit of trouble for Dustin. He'll lose a few spots there. Looks like Max up to the 2 now. Lee to the 3. But Lenny, it is looking like he might be checking out early here. Low out of 2. That is clear. Yeah, Lenny off to a real good start here. He's already got a 2.5-second lead on the rest of the field. Max in that number 2 spot right now, coming from the 3. Lee in that number 3 spot. Ed in the 4. Dustin in the 5. Michael in the 6. Chris in the 7. Jeremy in the 8. Your leader going to be that all yellow as he works his way across the race finish line there. 3.5 seconds up on Max now. Max has Lee, Ed, and Dustin all right there behind him. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 4-way battle for that number 2 spot. Watch it on the front straight. High on the front straight. Go way high, way high. A little more high than you would normally go. And that is clear. 15 down to 35 left to go. Watch for. Couple of them going for a big tumble there. Now Dustin Thompson back up to that number 2 spot where he started. Ed Gaines up to the 3. Max Cowick to the 4. Lee Osmond to the 5. Chris Anderson in the 6. Jeremy Cowick in the 7. Michael McMullen in the 8. All right, come up on halfway here. 25 down, 25 left to go. Halfway into this one. It's still Lenny Blocker leading this one out. He has worked his way up to an 8-second lead over Dustin Thompson. Dustin will have 2 seconds on Ed, 1 second to Lee, 1.5 to Max, 4.5 to Chris, 10 seconds to Jeremy, and Michael was out early. Man, I just look up and everyone's real close on the driver's stand, keeping each other warm. High into three. High into three. Oh, that's going to hold up your second place driver now. Ed Gaines up to that number 2 spot from the 6. So he's moving up, biggest mover in this one right now. So Ed, Dustin, and Lee all going to be close for that number 2 spot. Second, third, and fourth running close. We've got about 1.5 seconds in between those guys. Ed, Dustin, and Lee. Second, third, and fourth. Ten laps left to go. Ed is still holding off Dustin right here. That is your closest battle out there for that number 2 spot. They come across the line here. 900ths apart last time by. They are keeping it bumper to bumper. Dustin down the inside, making that pass for the number 2 spot. That's about as clean as you can do it there. Five laps left to go. Your leader working his way out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Got a few more laps to go here. Dustin still holding off Ed for that number 2 spot. Again, those are your closest 2 drivers out there right now, but Lenny working on his last lap as he works down the back straightaway into turn 3, out of turn 4, and across the line. Checkered flag. Cross the line, you will be done. Looks like Dustin will get Ed for that number 2 spot, and everybody else is done. That is a race. Everybody is done. All right, we got Lenny Blocker taking that one. Dustin Thompson in the 2. Ed Gaines in the 3. Lee in the 4. Chris in the 5. Max in the 6. Jeremy in the 7. And Michael on the 8. All right, thank you guys for grabbing those blowers. This is race 18. Open Sprint B main is up now. We got Chad Parks, Darren Ryder, Tim Davis, Brian Burnt, Brian Bowers, Jeremy Kathlina, Eric Larson, and Aaron Hargis.
Aaron Hargis. Eric Larson.
All right, guys. Street Stock Podium and SC Mod Podium start heading inside. I believe those are the 2 A mains we've completed. So SC Mod and Street Stock A main finishers, podium finishers head inside.
Tim Davis.
And TQ.
1 minute to the start of the race.
All right, we got Brian Bowers to check in. We got marshals. We need marshals on the track. Need marshals. 2 from the last race. What's up? Top 5.
45 seconds to the
Top 5 in TQ for SC Mod and Street Stock.
Brian Bowers.
And then from here on out, once your A main is done,
Race.
you'll head inside for podium picks. All right, guys, still waiting on marshals. I need a couple from my last race. Still waiting on marshals. Need a couple from that last race we just finished.
15 seconds to the start of the race.
Yeah, I know some of you guys are going in for podium, but then we'll get you out here to marshal. High 1 and 2, high 1 and 2, high 1 and 2, high 1 and 2. Watch it. High into one. High into one. One. Careful. 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 All right. Clear. All right. I need marshals. I mean, I need marshals. Like, that's about it. I got everybody checked in. Looks like most everybody's kind of ready to go here. So I need marshals. Come on, guys. Thank you. And thank you. All right, guys, keep your heads on a swivel. Let's finish up any adjustments, and then we'll get them on the track. I'll be calling them. All right. It's going to be Chad Parks, Darren Ryder, Tim Davis, Brian Burnt, Brian Bowers, Jeremy Kathlina, Eric Larson, and Aaron Hargis. All right. Looks like we are ready to go. Drivers ready. Marshals ready. You can roll them off. All right. We are off and underway. Chad Parks, lead him around. Tim Davis in that number 2. Brian Burnt in the 3. Darren Ryder in the 4. Jimmy Kathlina in the 5. Eric Larson up to the 6. Aaron Hardis in the 7. Brian Bowers in the 8. So right now, Chad and Tim sitting in those bump up spots. Chad going to be that all white already coming up through some lap traffic here. Tim Davis only a half second back in that number 2 spot. These guys are absolutely flying out here. Your top 5 drivers all got 4.7s for their hot lap. Brian Burnt with the fastest lap of the race so far here at 4.72. Watch 3. Oh, there's one out of the back. Your leader getting caught up in some traffic, and he goes out of the park. That is going to do his chances for making the main here. Brian Burnt to the point. Eric Larson in the number 2 spot. So Brian Burnt taking over race lead here. He's going to be that blue with the yellow wheels. Eric Larson 1 second back in that number 2 spot. 1 second back to Tim Davis in the 3. 1 second back to Darren Ryder in the 4. 1/10 back to Jeremy in the 5. 1.5 to Brian Bowers. 2 back to Aaron Hargis. And then 17 back to Chad. I mean, he was off the track, so.
If you're top 5 in SC Mod,
10 laps
head
to go.
inside. Colton Hargis.
Brian Burnt, Eric Larson battle for that lead. They're both right now in transfer spots, so they don't want to give each other too much of a hard time here, but everything is for position in that A main. Watch coming into 1, low into 1, low into 1. 5 laps to go. Yeah, you can go ahead and grab it. High into 1, high into 1, high into 1, high into 1, high into 1. Brian across the line here, going to be on his last lap, working down the back straightaway. And across the line.
Eric,
You'll be done as you cross.
Brian Bowers done.
All right. That is a race. Everybody is done. Brian Burnt and Eric Larson, 1 and 2. Jeremy Kathlina in the 3. Brian Bowers in the 4. Darren Ryder in the 5. Aaron, Tim, and Chad were out early. All right, Brian Burnt, Eric Larson, see you in the A main. All right. We'll get them back out here to marshal for
Raylan
race
Shepard.
19.
Brian Shepard. Where's your... I need Raylan Shepard, number 5 in SC Mod. Oh, they left? All right. Okay.
All right. We are getting our marshals to the track. We're getting our drivers out here and ready to go. This is race 19, Midwest Mod. High out of 2. And looks like he got himself.
Tim Mysidik, Matt Sontag, Scott Emery, Colton Tyler.
High into three, high into three, high into three, high into three. That's clear. All right, we got a couple more to check in here. Nick Gibson, I think Brian Shepard is gone.
"45 seconds to the start of the race.
Well, take it easy on the back straight. Yeah, don't kill him. All right, sounds good.
Nick Gibson. 15 seconds to the start of the race.
Watch your back. All right, let me get one more marshal out here from the last race. Need one more from that last race back out here to marshal. And then we got a racer's minute going. One more from the last race, guys. Come on. We got a full heat. Open sprint. B main, guys. All right, I just need a marshal. Just need a marshal. Thanks, Dallas. All right, Nick Gibson on the 1, Colton Tyler on the 2, Scott on the 3, Tim on the 4, Matt on the 5. All right, roll them off, guys. Off and underway. High out of 2. All right, Nate Gibson out front. Watch it in 3 and 4. That is clear. Nate Gibson with a 1.4 second lead on Matt Sontag. White and orange is your leader. Good job. Well, Nick having some trouble in lap traffic. That's going to put Matt Sontag to the point. Nick will be 1.7 back in the number 2 spot. 2.5 back to Tim, 14 back to Colton, and 3 back to Scott. High 3 and 4, high out of 4, high out of 4. Matt now going to have Nick Gibson right on his tail as they come across the line there. 2/10 apart last time by, 10 laps down, 40 left to go. Still a lot of racing left in this one. Matt's going to be the white and blue, and Nick is the white and orange. So those two guys are your leaders as they're coming through to lap you guys, like, already. Good job, Dallas. Nick Gibson, 4.8 that time by, hot lap of the race. Running down Matt for that lead. These guys coming through some traffic again. The white and blue and the white and orange cars are your first and second place guys. First and second right there together. 1/10 apart last time by. Trouble for your leader now, Nick Gibson. Taking over that race lead. Little bounce off the pipe, and Nick able to take advantage now. That white and orange car will be your leader. Thank you. $25 down, 25 left to go. Matt able to hold on here to Nick. He is 5/10 back now in that number 2 spot. High 3 and 4, high 3 and 4. Yep. That is clear. $20 laps left to go. Nick Gibson and Matt Sontag going to be the only two on the lead lap here. Everybody else going to be over 30 seconds back. Nick in that white and orange car coming across the line here. 12 laps left to go. He's now stretched out about a 2.5 second lead on everybody. And then Matt's going to have 37 seconds over Tim. Tim 1 second over Colton. Colton 40 seconds over Scott. So definitely some big gaps in this one and also some pretty close gaps in this one. All right, your leader coming across the line here. 5 laps left to go. Nick looking to wrap this one up. 3 to go. It's Nick, Matt, Colton, Tim, and Scott. This is probably how they will finish here. Unless something crazy happens. White flag. Nick on his last lap. Down the back straightaway he goes. Into 3, out of 4. And checkered flag. Cross the line, you will be done. Matt Sontag done in that 2 spot. Colton Tyler done in the 3. And that is a race. Everybody is done. All right. So all top 5 of you guys, which was everybody that ran, head inside for podium picks. Midwest Mod guys, head right inside for podium picks. We're going to get volunteer marshals for this one. Volunteer marshals, race 20, open late model.
Evan Waller. Rod Rippey.
All right, guys, take it easy on Dallas. Don't hit his feet, please.
Brian Burnt. Austin Smith.
Thank you, Dallas. All right.
Will Brinton.
All my drivers are checked in. Again, I'm going to ask for 2 volunteer marshals out here.
One minute.
All right, need one more on 1 and 2. One more on 1 and 2. Hey, Nick, I think you're supposed to be doing podium pick.
45
What?
to the start of the race.
Yeah, I was going to get volunteers so you guys could do your picture. Watch it on the back, low on the back. That's what Chuck told me anyway. It's inside. Yeah, just follow everyone.
Seconds to the start of the race.
We'll get a volunteer out here. 1 volunteer marshal. Thank you. All right, let's line them up. Brad Dean, Will Brinton, David Fast, Evan Waller, Austin Smith, Brian Burnt, Rod Rippey, Jeremy Kathlina. Okay. Get him a little closer here for me. Looks good. Drivers ready, marshals ready. Roll them off. All right, we are off and underway. Brad Dean leads them around. Will Brinson in the 2 spot. David Fast in the 3, Rod Rippey in the 4. Kathlina up to the 5, Austin 6, Brian 7, and Evan 8. Got a lot of the racing left in this one, and a lot of close battles early on here. Brad Dean does have fast lap of the race early on, 4.66. Will at 4.68. David at 4.73. Everybody else going to be 4.8s and 4.7s. 10 laps down, 40 left to go. Brad Dean already coming up through some lap traffic here. That number 33, orange and white, will be coming up on Kathlina first, and then a couple guys in front. Your leader is coming up on you guys here, that white and orange. Thank you, thank you. 15 down, 35 left to go. Will Brinson will be coming through as well in that blue with the yellow wheels. Brad was able to make pretty quick work of that traffic there and trying to extend his lead here. 4.64 for Brad. 4.62 now for Brad with that clean track ahead. Able to put down some burners here. Will Brinson in that number 2 spot, 1.6 seconds back. 1 second back to David Fast in the 3. 3.5 to Jeremy in the 4. Then 1 second back to Rod in the 5. 3.5 to Evan in the 6. 2.5 to Brian in the 7. And 2 seconds back to Austin in the 8 now. Leader coming across the line here, 25 down, 25 left to go. Halfway into this one, guys. It is Brad, Will, and David, your top 3 right now. Watch it on the front straight. Looks like Austin is out. Now you got David Fast and Jeremy Kathlina battle for that number 3 spot. Kathlina having to do it the hard way, coming from the number 8 spot on the grid. From the bump spot up to the number 4 and battling it out with David Fast for that number 3. But it has been your leader. Oh, watch 3 and 4. That's clear. But it has been your leader, Brad Dean, up front this whole time here. He has got a 2-second gap on Will Brinson. Will with 4 seconds on David Fast. David now has got Jeremy Kathlina 7/10 behind him in that number 4 spot. That is your closest battle for that number 3 spot on the podium. And then Evan in that number 5, Rod in the number 6. Brian now getting around Rod for that number 6. You got 9 laps to go, 9 to go. David and Jeremy, 9/10 apart now, last time by. Across the line, your leader goes. 5 laps left to go. All right, your leader working across the line here. 2 to go now. It is Brad, Will, David, Jeremy, Brian, Evan, and Rod, your running order. Last lap here for Brad. Down the back, into 3, out of 4, and checkered flag. Cross the line, you will be done. Brad Dean takes the win. And that is a race. Everybody is done.
All drivers
All
are...
right, marshals, grab those blowers. It is Brad Dean taking the win. Will Brinson in the 2, David Fast in the 3, Jeremy Kathlina in the 4, Brian Burns in the 5, Evan 6, Rod 7, and Austin Smith on the 8 spot.
All right, top 5 in here for podium pictures.
Yep.
Brad halfway to the King of Kings crown.
Yep, your top 5 from Open Late Model, top 5 finishers, and TQ head inside. All right, this is race 21, SC Mod Light. You guys are up, and you can start getting them checked in.
Lenny Blocker, Colton Hargis, Tony Keithley,
All right. Hey, Chuck, hold on a sec. We got a missed lap for Brian Burnt in that last race. I'll let you know where he should be. I don't think it actually changed anything. It put you, instead of being a lap back from Jeremy. Hey. Wait, Brian, you still there? All it did was you're fifth.
All right.
6/10 back from Jeremy instead of 1 lap. So.
All right. Yep. So Jeremy and Brian come on in here to be 4th and 5th on the podium.
Yeah, podium is top 5, by the way, guys. Podium is top 5.
Chance Saliger.
All right. I need everybody to make a lap. I need everybody to check in.
Jeremy and Brian. Listen.
Robert Summers.
Brian Burnt.
Brian Burnt, Jeremy Kathlina, head inside. Jeremy Kathlina, Brian Burnt, head inside. Podium picks. All right, and then I need 2 marshals.
Colton Hargis.
One more from the last one. Probably not a top 5 guy because they're at podium. 21, yep. All right, it's going to be, let's see. Are we waiting on anything? Are we good? All right, Lenny on the 1, Tony on the 2, Colton on the 3, Robert on the 4, Lee on the 5, Scott on the 6, Chance on the 7. What's up?
40.
Scott, you're out. Okay.
Start of the race.
All right, we got marshals, we got drivers. You guys can roll them off. All right, we are off and underway. Clean start. We've got your second and third guys going at it. Lenny kind of already putting some distance on him. He's got his stuff dialed in. As they say, watch out of 4. Woo! We got some leapfrogs. Lenny Blocker out front. Colton Hargis in that number 2 spot. 1.2 up on Lee in that number 3. Robert right there in the 4. 2.5 to Tony in the 5. 3.5 back to Chance in the 6. Ten laps down, 40 left to go. High out of two. Looks like trouble for second place there. Lee Osmond getting around Colton. Now it's a battle for that number 2 spot. Coming across the line. Colton having the inside, taking over that number 2 spot again. Lenny back to the 3. Tony in the 4. Robert in the 5. Chance in the 6. $20 laps down, 30 left to go. Lenny Blocker is putting on a clinic here. About a 10-second gap on second place. Watch coming out of 2. Low out of 2. Uh-oh. Body might just be tucked kind of weird right now. Yeah. All right, 25 down, 25 to go. Halfway into this one now. Watch coming out of 4. Yeah, Colton having some trouble here. Looks like Colton coming in for a little pit stop here. Watch front straight. Low on the front. Low on the front. Low on the front. All right. So trouble for Colton. He's going to be out of this one early. Lenny Blocker up front. Tony Keithley in that number 2. Lenny, though, going to have a 13-second lead over Tony. Tony's got 13 up on Lee. Lee has 2.5 up on Robert. 19 back to Chance. Ten laps left to go. It is Lenny, Tony, Robert, Lee, and Chance, your top 5. Five laps left to go. All right, Lenny, this one will be coming to a close here. Lenny on his last lap, coming into 3, out of 4, and across the line.
Lenny Blocker done.
Checkered flag, cross the line. You guys will be done as you cross.
Lee Osmond done. All drivers are finished.
That's a race. Everybody's done.
Done.
All right, Lenny Blocker taking the win. Tony in the 2, Robert 3, Lee 4, Chance 5. Top 5, you guys head in for podium picks. Top 5 head in for podium picks. Is race 22, 13-5 sprint A main. You guys are up.
Jeremy Kathlina. Rod Rippey. Josh Emmerich. Brad Dean. Austin Smith.
1 and 2 high. High 1 and 2. High 1 and 2. High 1 and 2.
Darren Ryder.
All right.
1 minute to the start of the race. Brian Bowers.
All right, I'll get one more marshal out here. One more marshal, either from that race or a volunteer. Either someone from the last race or a volunteer. I need either someone from the last race or a volunteer marshal, one or the other. You got it, Jason? Thanks. All right, let's line them up, guys. Brad Dean. Oh, looks like we got an adjustment to be made here. I'll get everybody else in order. It looks like everyone else is ready. It's going to be Brad Dean on the 1, Austin Smith on the 2, Josh Emmerich on the 3, Chuck Kleinhagen on the 4, Rod Rippey on the 5, Jeremy Kathlina on the 6, Darren Ryder on the 7, and Brian Bowers on the 8. All right. Looks good. Driver's ready. Marshal's ready. Go and roll them off. All right, we are off and underway. 13-5 sprint, A main. Looks like your top two breaking away early here. Brad and Austin. We got Velocity versus GFRP. Battle coming down the front stretch and across the line. 5 laps down, 45 left to go. Brad running 4.9 that time by. 4.94 for Brad, 4.93 for Austin. Austin resetting hot lap of the race that time by. They're going to have a little gap over Rod Rippey in that number 3 spot. Jeremy Kathleen right behind in the 4. Darren in the 5. Brian Bowers in the 6. Josh Emmerich in the 7. Chuck in the 8. 10 laps down, 40 left to go. Leaders will be coming up on Chuck here. Thank you. Yeah, Brad and Austin have really started to stretch away from the rest of the field here. Rod Rippey, Jeremy Kathlina, and Darren Ryder, 3, 4, and 5, all right there together for that number 3 spot. 15 down, 35 left to go. Now Brad having about 4/10 up on Austin last time by. Austin will have 1.7 on Jeremy Kathlina, now up to that number 3 spot, running fast lap of the race of 4.86. He is now working his way up to that lead battle. He's only 1.2 back now in that number 3 spot. Looks like he has gotten around Rod, and he is just putting in some solid laps here to catch up to that battle for the lead. 25 down, 25 left to go. Still half of this race still remaining. And it is Brad, Austin, Jeremy, your top 3. Jeremy coming from the 7 spot. Now your top 3 drivers, only 1.3 separating them. And right now, Jeremy is going the fastest out of the 3 of them. He's got the most momentum going right now. 5-0 Brad, 5-1 Austin, 4-9 Jeremy. Your top 3 continuing to close up here. Only 1 second in between your top 3 drivers now. They will be starting to come through some more traffic here. Right now, it's looking like the guys with the orange are the guys that are coming up to lap you. So if you see something with some orange on it, it's probably one of your leaders. 15 laps to go. Kathleen now getting close to the back of Smith here. Trouble for Smith. Watch coming in a 3, low in a 3, high in a 3, high in a 3. And that is clear. All right, Brad Dean and Jeremy Kathleen now your 1 and 2. They are coming through some more traffic here. Coming up on Smith. Watch coming out of 4. 9 laps to go. 9 to go. Kathleen again to give it everything he has. Brad Dean will be trying to hold him off here. 7 to go. Five tenths in between your drivers. Jeremy making up a lot of time, but is it going to be enough? Dean and Kathleen across the line. 3 laps to go. They'll be coming up on Bowers and Kleinhagen. White flag. Last lap here for your top 2 drivers. Brad Dean will hold them off and take the win here. Cross the line, you will be done. Cross the line, and you will be done. All right, that is a race. Everybody is done. Brad Dean will take the win. Jeremy Kathlina with a hard charge from the 7 up to the 2 spot. Rod Rippey in the 3, Darren in the 4, Brian in the 5, Chuck in the 6, Josh in the 7, Austin in the 8. All right. I believe we will get you guys headed inside. Top 5 in TQ for podium picks. I believe that's what Chuck wants you guys doing, going inside for podium picks. Top 5. This is race 23, low C late model. A main, you guys are up here.
Preston Abney, Dallas Boyd. Colton Tyler, Josh Verami, Tim Gannon, Dan Tyler, Marty Rendell, Tim Gillum, 1 minute to the start of the race.
All right. We will get one more from that last race back out here. One more from the last race back out here to Marshall.
45 seconds to the start of the race. Chad Duvall, 30 seconds to the start
All
of
right, I need one more from my last race back out here. One more from my last race. I got all my drivers ready to go. Volunteer.
Dan
anybody
Bowers,
I
you're
can
number
get.
5. I need you in here. All right.
Huh?
15 seconds to the
All right, either a volunteer or somebody from the last race. I'm kind of limited on options because you guys are still taking picks inside, so. All right, it's going to be Dallas on the 1, Tim on the 2, Preston on the 3, Colton on the 4, Frank on the 5, Chad on the 6, Josh on the 7, Marty on the 8, Tim on the 9, Dan on the 10. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Let's get everybody up there. There should be a spot for you somewhere. All right. Driver's ready. Marshall's ready. Roll 'em off. All right, we are off and underway. All right, we got Dallas Boyd out front. Preston in the 2, Tim in the 3, Frank in the 4, Colton in the 5, Chad in the 6, Marty in the 7, Tim in the 8, Dan in the 9, Josh in the 10. Watch on the back. That is clear. It looks like Dallas either crashed or had a mislap. I wasn't able to see. High into 1, high into 1. All right, I think I've still got Dallas. Dallas and Preston 1 and 2, half a second apart last time by. Watch 3 and 4. Watch 4. That's clear. All right, so your leader will be that all white coming across the line. 15 down, 35 to go. It's Dallas, Preston, Frank, Tim, Marty, Colton, Chad, Tim, Josh, and Dan. Dallas a 5.7, his best lap, but Preston does have hot lap of the race, a 5.72 to Dallas's 5.77. Watch it on the back straight, low on the back. Low on the back. High out of 4. High out of 4. Good hustle. All right. Hey, Noah. Oh, trouble for 25 down, 25 to go, halfway into this one. We've got Dallas and Preston. Still 1 and 2. Frank in that 3 spot. Marty in the 4.
I think they got it together.
All right. Yeah, so Dallas and Preston, they kind of had some trouble together in turn 4, but they are still 1 and 2. Dallas now going to have a little bit of an advantage up on Preston here, 2.7 on him. 8 seconds back to Frank in that 3 spot, 7 back to Colton in the 4, 2 seconds to Marty in the 5, 17 back to Chad in the 6. And then it's Tim Gannon, Tim Gillum, Josh, and Dan rounding out the order. 15 laps left to go. Dallas out front. Preston that 2 spot. Watch out of 4. That is clear. Watch it on the back straight, back straight, back straight. Low on the back, low on the back. Low on the back. Low into 3, low into 3. 9 laps to go. Dallas Boyd leading this one out in the all white, black wheels. Frank Sell now in the 2. You got a missed slap there for Dallas. I made sure I saw that one. He's got a pretty comfortable lead right now over Frank Sell, though. Five laps left to go. It is Dallas, Frank, Preston, Colton, Marty, Chad, Tim Gillum, Tim Gannon, Josh Farami, and Dan Tyler. 3 laps left to go. White flag. Dallas on his last lap here. Working down the back straight into 3 and out of 4. Cross the line. Checkered flag. All right, cross the line. You will be done. Cross the line and you will be done. Dallas Boyd taking the win in that one. Everybody is done.
Drivers are finished.
All right, we got Dallas taking the win. Frank in the 2, Preston 3, Colton 4, Marty 5, Chad 6, Tim 7, Tim Gannon 8, Josh 9, and Dan 10. All right, I believe Chuck is going to want you guys inside top 5 for podium. Yeah, just start blowing the track.
Brad Dean.
All right. This is going to be a barn burner. Our open sprint A main. All right. You guys can start getting them checked in. We're going to get Marshall's on the way out here. Marshall's on the way out from that last race.
Jared Nidifer.
Watch 3. Low into 3. Low into 3. Low into 3. Low into 3. I need Marshall's from my last race back out here.
Austin Smith.
I'm not going to have my top 5 is at podium still, so I need the other guys to get out here.
"30 seconds to the start of the race. 15 seconds to the start of the race.
All right. We got Tim out there. Going to need one more marshal from that last race. One more from that last race back out here. Need one more from that last one back out here to marshal. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get them lined up. It's Brad on the 1, Austin on the 2, David on the 3, Josh on the 4, Jared on the 5, Will on the 6, Brian on the 7, and Eric on the 8. All right, we are looking good. Driver's ready. Marshal's ready. Roll them off. All right, we are off and underway. Race number 24, open sprint. We got Brad Dean leading him around, Austin Smith in that number 2 spot. It's looking like, again, they are top 2 are breaking away. They kind of did the same thing in the beginning of the 13-5 A-Main. David Fast also looking good in that number 3 spot. Josh Emmerich in the 4. Everybody running in the order they started so far here. Watch on the front straight, low on the front. And that is all clear. It is Brad Dean, your leader. Austin Smith in that number 2 spot. Your top 4 all the same, but Eric Larson working his way from the 8 up to the 5. 10 laps down, 40 left to go. Low into 1, that is clear. High out of 2, that is clear. All right, Brad now working his way up to a 2-second lead up on Austin. Austin with 1.1 up on David Fast. 2 seconds back to Eric in that number 4 spot. 1.5 to Brian. 1 second to Josh. Half a second to Will. 3 seconds to Jared. Still a lot of battles going on here. It is not over by any means. Will Britton resetting fast lap of the race, a 4.66. Right now he's running in that number 7 spot. You got your leader, though, working his way down the front straightaway. Coming up on some traffic. That white and orange is your leader. Looks like Larson around fast for that number 3 spot. So Larson, your biggest mover from the 8 up to the 3, moving up 5 spots. But he's got David Fast and Brian Burnt right behind him. That is a 3-way battle for that number 3 spot. 3rd, 4th, and 5th right there together. And then you got Brinson in the 6 now, Josh in the 7, Jared in the 8. Your leader across the line, 20 laps left to go. Looks like David now getting back up to that 3, Eric to the 4, Brian to the 5, Will to the 6. Got 3, 4, 5, and 6 all within 2 seconds there. Those are where most of your battles are going on right now. David, Eric, Brian, and Will, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All having some tight battles here. Ten laps left to go. It is Brad, Austin, David, Eric, Brian, Will, Jared, and Josh, your running order. Leader coming down the back straightaway right now. Austin is still in that number 2. Five laps to go. Fast, Larson, Burnt, and Brinton. 3, 4, 5, and 6. That is still your closest battles out there right now. But it is all Brad Dean this one. So far, he has been leading this one out. Last lap for Brad as he works his way down the back into 3 out of 4. And checkered flag. Cross the line, you will be done. Cross the line and you will be done.
Eric Larson done.
That is a race. Everybody is done. Brad Dean taking the win. Austin Smith in the 2. David Fast in the 3. Eric with a good run, moving from the 8 up to the 4. Will in the 5. Brian in the 6. Jared 7. And Josh 8. All right. I believe Chuck will want you guys inside for top 5 podium picks.
Brian Bowers. Ed Gaines. Tim Marks.
All right, we got 13.5 midget, race 25 checking in.
Shear. Tim Mysidic. Dutch Curry.
Watch coming into 3, high into 3. High into 3. I need marshals out here.
One minute to the start of the race.
Gotcha. Waiting on marshals anyways, so we'll get a couple from the last race. I know a lot of them are at the podium right now. But we'll get 2 from that last race back out here as soon as possible.
30 seconds to the start of the race. "15 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, one more. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. Out. Okay. It's going to be Phil Beardshire, Tim Marks, Brian Bowers. Well, he's not going to be out there. Mike George, Ed Gaines, Marty, Dutch, and Tim. All right. This is what we got. Driver's ready. Marshall's ready. Roll them off. Here we go, off and underway. Watch it on the back. That is clear. We got Phil Beardshire leading him around. Working his way across the line. Early laps in here, 5.6 for Phil. 5.5 for Tim. Top 2 breaking away a little bit from the rest. Then Mike George in that 3, Dutch Curry in the 4, Tim in the 5, Marty in the 6, Ed in the 7. 5 laps down, a long 45 to go. Ten laps down, 40 left to go. Got Phil Beardshire out front in this one, guys. He's going to be that all yellow. Tim Marks in that 2 spot. He's running the gray. Then you got Mike in that number 3 spot. Tim in the 4. Dutch in the 5. Marty 6 and Ed 7. So a lot of battles going on here. 15 down to 35 to go. Right now, your closest battle out there going to be Mike and Tim for that number 3 spot. Right now it's Tim Marks in the 2, Tim Miketic in the number 4. I'll try to be better about that. I just realized there's 2 Tims in this one. .30 laps to go. It is Phil out front, Tim Marks in the 2, Mike in the 3, Dutch in the 4, Tim Miketic in the 5, Ed in the 6, Marty in the 7. Looks like trouble for Tim Marks now. Mike George up to that number 2 spot. Trouble in turn 2 as well. Someone going on their lid there. Watching in 3. 3 and 4 low. All right, we've got a long lap for Mike George now, dropping back to the 3. Tim Marks back up to the 2. Watch coming out of 4. That's clear. All right, it is Phil out front. Mike in the 2, Tim Marks in the 3, Tim Miketic in the 4. Dutch in the 5, Ed in the 6, Marty in the 7. Right now, battle of the Tims, battling out for that number 3 spot. It's Marks and Miketic. Those are your close 2 out right there right now. Tims battling it out. Your leader coming across the line here. 5 laps left to go. Low-C Wingless, you guys are up next. All right, Phil on his last lap here. Down the back he goes. Into 3 out of 4, and checkered flag. Cross the line, you will be done. Phil Beardshire will take that one.
Tim Marks done. Marty Randall done. Ed Gaines done.
All right. Phil Beardshire with the win. Mike in the 2, Tim Marks in the 3, Tim Miketic in the 4, Dutch Curry in the 5, Ed 6, Marty 7, and Brian Bowers 8. Yes, blow. Please, marshals, blow it off, please. Marshals. All right, race 26, Low-C Wingless. I need someone to grab the blower, please. Someone grab the blower. I don't know who was just there, but I need someone to grab it. Well, he's going pretty fast, so no worries.
Noah Hicklin.
All right, thanks, man. Check him in, guys. Check him in.
Jeremy Cowhick. Preston Abney. Max Cowhick. Sam Scheffler. 1 minute to the start of the race. Lee Osmond. Mike Fleming.
High 3 and 4. High 3 and 4. High 3 and 4. All right.
45.
That is clear. I need marshals out here. Get my drivers from the last one back out here. Drivers from the last race, need you back out here to marshal.
30 seconds to the start of the race. "15 seconds to the start of the race.
Waiting on marshals, guys. All my drivers are ready to go. They've been ready, so I'm just waiting on marshals. Need you guys from the last one back out here immediately. All right, thanks, guys. Let's line them up. It's going to be Jeremy on the 1, Noah on the 2, Sam on the 3, Preston on the 4, Lee on the 5, Max on the 6, Mike on the 7, and Dustin on the 8. All right, all right. Drivers are ready. Marshals are ready. Roll them off. Restart, 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 restart. I think we can all agree on that one. All right, that was our one restart, so this will go pretty much no matter what. All right, scoot up, guys. I got some in the back that need to move up. Here we go. Roll them off, guys. Roll them off. All right, we are off and underway. Watch it out at 2. That is clear. All right. We are off and rolling. Jeremy out front. Noah in that 2 spot. They'll be working through a little bit of traffic here of Max and Lee. Oh, watch the front straight. Low into 1. That is clear. Trouble for your second place driver. Going to be moving back through the order some there. Jeremy Cowick up front. Sam Scheffler up to that number. Oh, it looks like Sam having some trouble as well. All right, so it is Jeremy, Preston, Dustin, Mike, Noah, Lee, Sam, and Max. 10 laps down, 40 left to go. Top 3 drivers only separated by 1 second here. And then it's going to be another 1.5 back to Mike, and then another 0.2 to Noah. And then you got battle for 3rd place, Mike and Noah right there together. You got a battle for the lead, Jeremy and Preston. This could still go to anybody. There's a lot of racing left to go. 15 down, 35 left to go. Looks like Hicklin up to that number 3 spot. Fleming to the 4. Low out of 2, low out of 2. Looks like... yeah, Jeremy just having some trouble there, so... Yeah. Yeah, we got Preston up front now. Jeremy in the 2, Mike in the 3, Dustin in the 4, Noah in the 5, Lee in the 6, Sam in the 7. Noah missed a lap. Okay. All right, yeah. Yep. You're good. All right, we got Preston and Noah. That is actually going to be your battle for the lead, 0.8 apart last time by. You got your top 3 drivers all right there together, Preston, Noah, and Jeremy. Now Noah taking over that race lead in the pink and blue. He had some trouble early on and was now able to charge his way back up through the field and taking over the lead now with just over halfway, 22 laps still to go. So anything can and possibly will happen. It's Noah Hicklin, Preston Abney, Jeremy Cowick, your top 3 right now. Dustin Thompson in the 4, Lee in the 5, Mike in the 6, Sam in the 7. Watch coming out of 2, high to 2. That's clear. All right, that blue and pink coming down the back straightaway is your leader. Coming up on some traffic here. Preston and Jeremy now battle for that 2 spot. Going to be right there together. Noah ran his best lap of 5.6. Couple of them there back to back. I will say, though, Dustin Thompson, fast lap of the race is a 5.5. A little bit of trouble for Hicklin, but all the ball cups and everything are holding on, so he is good for now. 11 laps to go. Watch coming out of 2. Watch coming out of 2. All right, that is clear. 10 to go. That pink and blue coming through some traffic here. That is your leader. Pink and blue coming through. Jeremy Cowick still in that 2 spot, 1.3 back. Watch coming out of 2. Oh, watch it on the back. Watch it on the back. That's clear. Hicklin now going to have a little bit of clean track ahead. Cowick 1.4 back in that number 2 spot. 2 seconds to Preston in the 3. 11 back to Dustin in the 4. 6 back to Osmond in the 5. 6 back to Fleming in the 6. 7 back to Scheffler in that number 7 spot. Looks like Noah missed another lap there. 3 to go. Your leader down the back into 3 out of 4. White flag, 1 more to go here. Noah on his last lap. Slowing down a bit here. It looks like he will make it to the line. I think he was just trolling us there. Cross the line, you will be done. Cross the line, and you will be done.
Lee Osmond done.
That's a race.
Done. Preston Abney done.
Noah Hicklin will take the win. Jeremy Cowick in the 2, Preston 3, Dustin 4, Lee 5, Sam 6, Mike 7, and Max 8. All right, top 5 in TQ. You can head inside for podium. And then we'll get a couple of the other guys back out here to Marshall. All right, 27. You guys are up. 13.5 late model. Start heading to the track.
Lenny Blocker. Mike George. Cale Turner. Chris Peterson. Dylan Becker.
Watch 4. Watch turn 4. Careful in turn 4, guys.
Brian Bowers. Matthew Schroeder. David Shore.
All right, I'm going to get one more from the last race. High into 3, high into 3. High into 3. High into 3.
Start of the race.
Nope, not yet. Going to get some marshals out from that last race. Going to get some from the last race back out here to Marshall.
45
We
seconds.
got 2 more mains, guys. 2 more mains. Let's hang in here.
$30 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, waiting on marshals. I know top 5 guys are at podium, so give you guys a break. Anyone else? Yes, that is correct.
15 seconds to the start of the race.
Let me just check who I've got. All right, so outside of the top 5, I had Sam, Mike, and Max were 6, 7, and 8. So 2 of those guys should be available. All right, I'm going to line everybody up while we wait. It's going to be Lenny on the 1, Mike on the 2, Brian on the 3, Dylan on the 4, Chris on the 5, Cale on the 6, Matthew on the 7, David on the 8. All right, waiting on marshals. There's Sam. And it looks like we got C3 doing the work as always. All right. Driver's ready. Marshall's ready. Roll 'em off. We are off and underway. Lenny Blocker leading them around. Watch coming into 1. That is clear. And we have Brian Bowers to the 2, Dylan Becker to the 3. This could get confusing. These guys have pretty much the same looking car out there, so hopefully they can see the difference. I can't. Bowers and Becker right there together for that number 2 spot. But it is Lenny Blocker out front in the yellow. Brian Bowers and Dylan Becker, 2 and 3 right there together, half a second apart last time by. Chris Peterson right there in the 4 spot as well. David Short in the 5. Mike George in the 6. Cale Turner in the 7. Matthew Schroeder in the 8. $15 down, 35 left to go. That all yellow car is your leader, and he is absolutely moving, guys. He's got 4.8 hot lap of the race. Next guy's got a 5.1, so he's got about 3/10 on hot lap here, which is just insane. Low out of 2, low out of 2. Clear. Oh, trouble for your leader. Bowers now not going to be too far out as they all come across the line. Top 3 drivers only separated by 1 second now. That is Lenny, Brian, and Dylan. First, second, and third. And then Mike George going to be 1 second back in that 4 spot. 1.5 to Chris in the 5. 9 seconds to Cale in the 6. 1 second to David in the 7. Watch coming into 1. High into 1. High into 1. Good job. Clear. Just over halfway now. 24 to go. Brian and Dylan in that battle for the number 2 spot. Dylan with a rinse-a-ride from Mr. Bowers. All right, watch the back. Clear. And then Chris Peterson and Mike George battling out for the number 4 spot. Looks like George getting around Peterson there. Bowers and Becker. Becker looking to the inside. Oh, didn't quite have it. Ends up doing a donut. Watch coming out of 4. That is clear. That will move Becker down to the number 5 spot now. It is Lenny Blocker in the all-yellow. Your leader, Brian Bowers in the 2. Mike George in the 3. Chris Peterson in the 4. Dylan Becker in the 5. 10 laps left to go. Now we got a battle for second place. Bowers and George right there together. Oh, trouble coming out of 4. High out of 4. That is clear. So Mike George a long lap there. Chris Peterson now to that number 3 spot with 5 laps to go. Blocker with a 8-second lead on Bowers. 2 seconds to Peterson. Half a second to George. 2 seconds to Becker. 11 back to Turner. And 6.5 to Shore. Your leader coming out of and across the line. Checkered flag. Cross the line. You will be done. Cross the line and you will be done.
Dylan.
That's a race. Everybody is done. Lenny Blocker will take the win. Brian Bowers in the 2. Mike in the 3. Chris 4. Dylan 5. Cale 6. And David 7. All right, we'll get them back out here to Marshall. Race 28. Let's do this one more time. Race 28, BL2S.
If you've got a tab or have not paid the race, Dylan Becker and Nick Gibson, please head inside and get that taken care of. Once again, if you've got a tab or have not paid the race, please head inside and get that taken care of.
David Dorale.
All right. We got BL2S.
And if you were in the last race, please come in and get your picture taken if you were on the top 5.
Yep, 13.5 late model guys. Top 5 get on in there for podium picks. All right.
1 minute to the start of the race.
High out of 2. All right, we're going to get our drivers from the last one back out here to Marshall. Drivers from the last one back out here to Marshall. I mean, yeah, you'll get the Iron Man award for marshalling, that's for sure.
30 seconds to the start
Yeah.
of the race.
All right. I need one more Marshall from my last race. Cale Turner, David Shore, Matthew Schroeder.
15.
Those are guys who did not make top 5, so therefore they should be good to go. All right, so I'm guessing Corey's not here, and I'm guessing Scott is not here. Okay, cool. Mike, David, Josh, and Tim. Roll 'em off. Thank you for not crashing. Mike Fleming out front. David Dorrell in that number 2 spot. Tim in the 3. Josh in the 4. Your leaders will be coming down the back straightaway here. High 3 and 4. That's clear. Mike, your leader, coming across the line here. 5 laps down. 45 to go. All right, we have Mike Fleming and David Dorrell, 1 and 2, 1.7 apart last time by. 11 seconds back is Josh in that number 3. 5 seconds back is Tim in the 4 spot. Leader across the line, 10 laps down, 40 left to go. Mike and David 1.7 apart last time by. That is really all we've got going on right now for battles. David's going to have 20 seconds on Josh, and then Josh is going to have a lap on Tim. So right now it's kind of your top 2. That's what you want to watch if you are watching. I mean, you've got a couple people watching. The Marshalls. I'm watching. That's at least 3. Yeah, we got some on the bleachers. Mike across the line here. 30 laps left to go. Mike's got about a 3.5 second lead up on David. David 24 seconds up on Josh. Josh 7 seconds up on Tim. All right, we're coming up on halfway into this one. 25 down, 25 left to go. We've got Mike up front in this one. A 4.5 second lead up on David. 28 back to Josh. 15 back to Tim. Front straight. That's clear. So your leader getting a little bit held up there in some traffic. David not going to be too far back now. 2 seconds between them last time by. It's probably the closest they've been for a while here. Watch it on the back straight. A little bit of trouble for a second now. Mike going to have some more breathing room. 15 laps to go. 15 to go. High 3 and 4. High 3 and 4. Yep. That's clear. All right, Mike Fleming out front. Oh, trouble for your leader. Oh, man, that's going to spice things up here. Now we got David Dorrell taking over the race lead. Mike Fleming to the 2 spot. 2 seconds back. We might see a battle here in the final stages of this one. 10 laps left to go. David and Mike only 1.4 separating them last time by. Right now, Mike with a little bit of an advantage on speed over David, but David not had too many mistakes in this one. 1.1 seconds between them last time by. Mike is coming in hot. Oh, trouble for your leaders getting together there. Oh, and Mike losing power, I thought, for a second, but he's back rolling again. David back up to the point. 5 laps left to go. David across the line. Mike across the line. 1.2 apart last time by. David and Mike only 7/10 apart. Oh, trouble for David. Mike to the inside. They're going to go around one more time. Last lap here, side by side. Trouble for David. Mike will take the win. Cross the line and you will be done. I did not think we would be seeing that battle to the finish, but there it is. That is a race. And that is the King of Dirt. Done. Over. Mike Fleming with the win. David in the 2. Josh 3. Tim 4. And other guys did not show up. All right, we'll get you all in there for podium picks. We'll take the last pictures of the night. Thank you guys. Had a great time announcing. It's almost 2:30 in the morning. Thank you guys for coming out. We got a couple more trophies to hand out, and we will get you guys on your way.